Hello and welcome to the Web News with our pick of the stories making the online headlines. Coming up on today's show, web users show support for Kurds fighting in Kobane. A fake child marriage in Norway sparks lively debate. And a pretty impressive parkour session. Web users the world over have been posting under the Save Kobane hashtag to show support for people living in the Kurdish town of Kobane, the key Syrian border town under siege by Islamic State militants. Social networkers are using the keywords to try and raise global awareness of the situation for civilians in the region and reach out to the world's political leaders to take immediate action to defeat the Islamic State terror group. The online campaigning for the residents of Kobane has spread to the streets over the past few days, with rallies staged in cities across the globe. In London, for example, Chicago, and also Toronto, where hundreds of activists gathered over the weekend in solidarity with the Kurdish people trying to defend their town from Islamic State jihadists. Demonstrators marched through the streets, chanting slogans to let the people of Kobane know they're not alone. Shows of solidarity on the street, on social media, and also through music. Members of Kurdish music group Razbar have composed a piano piece dedicated to all the victims of the current conflict. It's called Save Kobane, and web users are urged to head to YouTube to listen to it and share the video as widely as possible. On the surface, 12-year-old Thea seems like your average Norwegian schoolgirl, but she's about to marry a 37-year-old man called Geir. This isn't a true story, but part of a viral marketing campaign for NGO Plan International to raise awareness about child marriage. The hard-hitting campaign called Stop This Marriage has sparked lively reaction on the web. The campaign centres around a Facebook page set up to announce the false wedding. Web users are encouraged to contribute to the page as if it was a real event. And while several thousand people have shown their support for the awareness campaign, there have also been a lot of posts from outraged web users, who it seems didn't realise it was a staged scenario. There's also a fake blog with a writer posing as Thea, sharing her musings about pre-wedding plans. It also highlights her shattered dreams, how she had hoped to become a vet, for example. But as web users browse the platform, it becomes clear it's not a real situation, with pop-ups appearing, urging them to oppose child marriage. An incredibly important message to share, as the NGO behind the campaign explains 39,000 girls are forced to marry every single day. The campaign also intends to inspire people to get involved by sponsoring girls in developing countries to help pay for their education, which will be a powerful tool in the fight against this alarming phenomenon. The We Have to Stop Instagram account was set up by American man Matthew Daniel Tarrant and takes a playful swipe at smartphone owners who constantly have their heads buried in their phone and urges them to look up and admire the world around them. There are scores of shots of people, men and women, young and old, transfixed by their screen. Online mapping service Google Maps has taken its cameras to the Liwa Desert in southwest Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. And the American company replaced its famous Google car with a camel to capture the landscapes. Rafia walked through the desert carrying around the Trekker camera, which can film 360-degree views. And as we can see here, the resulting images are absolutely stunning. NASA is giving web users a chance to have their names blasted to Mars on its latest spacecraft. People can send in their names to the space agency and they'll be added to a microchip and placed on board the Orion Explorer, which is scheduled to take off on its test flight December 4th. 27,000 people have already submitted their name for a virtual ticket to the Red Planet. You don't have to be a super trained athlete to partake in a spot of parkour, which involves moving around and overcoming obstacles in an urban environment. Well, that's not strictly true. The guys in this video can't actually do flips and tricks in real life, so they decided to introduce a bit of nifty video editing. This clip is a lot of fun, very clever, and available to view on the Corridor Digital YouTube page.